Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, students. So today let us talk about lists, Unit 4. Okay, so let us have this as an interactive session. Just a second. Somebody wants to join. Okay, so students, lists are basically used for grouping things together. Okay, so or for grouping items together, right? So as all of you know, like you have used lists in your programs and all, right? So can you just tell me like what is the purpose of grouping items together? What is the advantage you get?
We can extract any one of them from them easily.
Come again.
So like if we have given a particular list of numbers, if we want any number, we can extract from it easily.
Yeah, you can extract from it easily, correct. So can you be much more generic with your explanation or with your answer? Is it only for extracting?
Sir, it is organized in an order which makes it easy for accessing.
Yeah, thank you. Any other views, guys?
Sir, it can be used to return multiple values from a function.
Okay. So see, students, so mainly like you group items together so that as somebody said, you can easily access, right? You can return multiple values, right? So essentially the crux is you maintain group of items together in a single container so that you can perform operations on it, right? So generally speaking, you can just say that it is very much useful for performing operations on it, right? So if you take a real world example, so take any real world example and come up with your answers. Grouping items. So you have done your lab programs and all, right? So in searching, you are using list, right? For sorting, you are using list. For matrix multiplication, you make use of list within a list, right? Any other use case or any other examples that you can think of? There are so many, right? Come up with your own thoughts.
So keeping track of many variables at the same time.
Keeping track of many variables at the same time. Can you give a much more realistic example, like day-to-day usage? Say, for example, you may have social media accounts, right? Today, everyone has got
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
social media accounts, right? So, in your social media account, you may have followers, right? People whom you are following, etc. Right? So, all of them will be typically available or programmed using a list, so that when you actually see your followers, right, you see the list of all the friends or all the people that are following you.
Sir, isn't that like a dictionary, sir? The example you gave. Isn't
Yes,
it
so
for?
it could be in the form of a dictionary or typically a list, right?
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so it depends upon the implementation, the Facebook or any other social media that they have actually used. So I'm not mentioning any particular social media example, just as a very generic example. And also maybe your messaging app, right? So in your particular messaging app, whether in Signal or in WhatsApp, right? The list of messages that you send to multiple people, right? And the messages that your friends send to you, right? So you have a messages list, right? Anything else?
So phone contacts.
Phone contacts, right? So list of all the phone contacts in your phone. Absolutely great. Okay, so that is the main purpose of list, right? So you group items together so that you can perform operations on it as per the requirement, right? So that was point number one. Point number two is, as you can see, lists are, think of lists similar to kind of arrays in C, right? But here in Python, right, it is much more dynamic, right? We'll talk more about the dynamic aspect or nature as we move along, right? But for now, like the second step is, or the second point is, it is ordered in nature, right? That is, it is sequential in nature. So lists are ordered, right? So you move from the first element to the next element to the next element, so on and so forth, right? So they are ordered in nature. Third point, lists may be homogeneous or heterogeneous, and also lists can be nested. Okay, so let us see an example. So the fourth point is a number list. So a number list or a list that contains only numbers, right, is homogeneous or heterogeneous?
Homogeneous.
Yeah, a list that contains only strings, homogeneous or heterogeneous?
Homogeneous.
List with
Homogeneous.
lists with numbers and strings,
Heterogeneous.
Heterogeneous.
it is heterogeneous, right? You can also have a list within a list, so that is nested list. Okay, all these combinations are possible. Initialization or declaration. How do you initialize a list or declare a list? When I say x is equal to this, right? So what is this? What does this mean?
You're initializing a list.
You are initializing a empty list typically, right? You are initializing a empty list, right? So when I say 1, 2, 4, right? What is this? This is a element of the list. So this is a numbers list. And if I say if I have y is equal to what is y?
String list.
Yeah, it is a string list. And what is z?
Numbers and strings list.
Yeah, so x and y are homogeneous list. Z is a heterogeneous
Heterogeneous.
list. Yeah, with two different types here. In this case, numbers and strings you have, right? You can also have something like this. For example, 1, 2, right? 3, 4. What is k?
Nested list.
Nested list.
Yeah, k contains a list within a list, right? So in this case, what is the first element of k?
1, 2.
1, 2.
1, 2. Yeah. So far, so good, guys. Understanding how you actually initialize or declare a list.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next is indexing. Right. So, what is indexing, or how does indexing work in list?
It starts from the left hand side, counting 0.
Correct. It starts from the left hand side. So let us take example the list Z, right? So this is the position,
Zero
right? So
index.
which is just the zero based positioning or indexing. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Similarly, if you start traversing from the end, it starts with
-1.
-1. So it is -1, -2, -3, -4, right? So this is how you access your specific element, right? Using the index operator. So if I say Z of 0, What will be my answer?
10.
10.
If I say z of minus 4,
10.
it is 10. What if you try to access an index that doesn't exist?
I guess -1.
List index out of
You will be
range.
getting a error, index error. You will be getting an index error.
Index error.
Yeah, it says index list or list index out of range. So far, so good, guys. Clear, all of you? Indexing, retrieval. So that is indexing. So 0, you start from the beginning, right? -1, you start from the end, right? And index that does not exist, you get list index out of range, right? So retrieval, as we have already seen, this is how you retrieve an element. Again, out of range because there are only 4 elements. All right, changing an item. How do you change an item? But first of all, can you change an item in a list?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, they're mutable.
Yeah, so lists, one of the important properties are it is mutable. Mutable means the items can be changed, right? So if you want to change the item, what can you do? Say I want to change the item Z3 to something else.
Z
So
of 3 is equal to some value.
and if I print Z, what will I get?
SSN.
You print Z, you will get SSN.
No, sir, the
No,
entire list will be printed. Sorry.
You will get the entire list.
sir.
Yes.
So what if we type k of 1 0 of 1 0 of 0? Will it come 1 or
No, K of a.
yes, sir? K of 0 of 0.
You mean this way? 0 and another subscript. Sorry, another index operator 0. This way you're saying?
Yes, sir. Will it be 1? The value will be 1.
What do you say? So this is
I,
your 0th row and your 0th column.
sir, I want the 1 value in the k.
One value in the K. So how will you get it? So K of 0 comma 0, what will you get? First of all, tell me this.
1.
1. Right? So this is your 0th row, 0th column.
Sir, but in k, there's no column and rows, no, sir. Just
There is no
so just
column and rows, but your first element itself is a list.
yes, sir.
So 1 comma 2, essentially, like, yeah, there is no rows and columns, but since it is a list within a list, right, you get 1 when you say 0, 0. So this is the representation. When you have two, right, indices, right, it is for a two-dimensional matrix kind of. You retrieve an element from a particular matrix. So in this particular case, although all the elements are not inner lists, right, you have only your first element which contains two items. So it is essentially the 0th row and the 0th column, which is 1.
Okay, sir. If 0 of 1, it
1,
comes to
yeah.
2. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, yeah. And Yeah, what were we discussing? Changing an item. Okay, how do you change an item, guys? Yeah, that we have seen now, right? You can assign a specific item to have a different value by specifying its index position. The next point is, since list is a sequence type, right, it is iterable. So what can we do if it is iterable? We can make use of a for loop, right? What is the output here, guys?
10 AB 20 CD.
Yeah, so if you want to get the individual elements, right, you can make use of a for loop and get the individual elements. If you can recall back, as I have already said earlier, there are two ways in which you can retrieve the items from a particular list. This is one way. What is the other way?
Using the indexing. Index.
Yeah, so can you tell me like what is to be done in line number 9 and 10?
So we could initialize I to like 0, and then we can use range.
I in
Correct.
range of length
I
of
range
set.
0,4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you can
length
make,
of
so for in
Range 0,
0,
range,
len
len
of
of
list.
len of
Len of the
list.
list.
either you can say the length or you can specify the position like 0,4, right? Or you can specify len of the list. Say, let us take Z here. And then if I want to get the individual elements, what do I do here?
Z of I.
Z of I.
Sir, you forgot a 0. Okay, so never mind, sir.
Any mistakes here in my code?
No, sir, no, sir.
No, sir, no, sir.
Okay. So this is another way. So can you guys tell me like what is the advantage of using the second way over the other first way? Or what is the purpose of the second way? Second way also does the same thing here.
But
Sir,
in
index manipulation.
yeah, we can
Yeah.
find the index.
Yeah, since you can make or work with the index separately, right? So essentially you can make use of this particular approach, right, to work with multiple lists at the same time, right, having the same
Yes, sir,
index.
yes, sir. And we can also use it to print like only half of the list. Odd,
Correct,
odd
correct.
elements, even elements, such manipulations.
Correct. So this gives you much more fine control over handling your multiple list items having same index numbers. Okay. So this is something about iteration. So lists are iterable. So before continuing, hope all these particular points are clear to all of you. So as we have seen, like there are two ways, right? The first way is for item in list, right? It is used for iterating over a single list. And the second one is for item in range. So this particular syntax can be used for iterating multiple lists at the same time, right? The next is slicing. Slicing, since we have already seen with string, right? The same concept applies for lists as well, right? So now you tell me slicing examples on any of the lists that I have written here. So let us do some slicing. So let me have some more values here. Okay, so let us do some slicing on Z. Slicing on strings we have already seen. The same concept or the same syntax applies for list as well. So if I say print Z, say 1, 3. What is the output?
AB 20 CD. 20 CD.
So AB and 20.
A, B, and
Yes, sir.
20.
20.
20.
Okay, now if I say 1, 3, colon 2, or say 1 second, 1, say I give 6.
A, B, C, D, mount.
20.
A, B, C, D,
And then mount.
and mount.
AB and CD. Oh,
You don't get CD, SSN,
okay, sorry.
Yes.
right? So 0, 1, right? And then you skip by 2, right? So 1, 2. Now, where do you get SSN, or why do you get SSN? Because
We have changed
Z of 3 equal to
yes,
SSN.
sir.
Yeah. Right? So this is slicing, right? Which has a similar syntax as of the range function, the same parameters, right? You specify using your colon operator, and also you can do a reverse using this way. So that is slicing. Understood, guys?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, in this reversing, sir, -1,
Mhm.
I want the SSN string reversed.
SSN string reversed.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Then where like how will be the syntax?
So this is your current list, right?
Yes,
So mount 10.2, SSN 20, and AB.
yes, sir.
Yeah, so just take this particular item and reverse it. What can you do?
Okay, then we can take Z of 2
Okay.
and
We can store it in another variable, sir.
Okay.
Now print L of colon -1.
Int object is not subscriptable. So is it Z of 2 or 3? 2 is an integer.
no, sir, but we reversed. Okay, reversed commented out. Oh, then 3.
Right?
So now this element we can add it in the Z list.
Yeah, you can add it in the Z list and you can print it.
Okay, like in the next line we can say
Z of 3 equal to L.
L of 3 is equal to
No, Z of 3 equal to L.
Z of 3. Z of 3 equal to L.
okay, sir.
Yeah?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yes.
to reverse it, we actually don't need another variable and all. So straight away we can write like z of 3 of another bracket we can use. Like
Okay. Okay.
use z of 3 of and then do colon -1. It works, sir.
Yeah, it will work. So Z of 3 of
colon -1. You can directly print it.
okay, Z of 3 of colon -1 within the index of operator.
No, sir. Like the one which used for subscript, like k of 0 of 1, similar fashion. In line number 8, we used k of 0 of 1, no, sir. Similar to that, you use z of 3 of colon minus 1.
Okay, z of 3 of this way.
Yes, sir. I can print it directly.
What are you doing here essentially?
I am flipping that SSN into NSS, but without using another variable and again
Variable.
printing.
Okay. Fine.
So it works.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So what was the concept that we were saying? Slicing. Yeah. So all the slicing can be done on a list also, just as with string. Okay. So the next point is point number 19. Yeah, you can make use of a method called as index to know the position, right? So the syntax is, say, for example, we want to know the position of, say, mount here in Z, right? So we can say Z dot index, and then we can specify the item name.
So, just now you showed us one thing where we can like flip the word or something. Like the SSN was flipped into NSS.
Yeah, that is
Can
using
you,
slicing.
can you just show that again? Because I'm trying it in my system, it's not coming. It says error, list index out of range or something.
So just check if you are accessing the element which is out of range.
Okay. Yeah, okay, sir, I'll just check that.
Yeah. So you have a method called as index that gives you the index position. What do you think will be the answer here now?
Fine.
Is it 5?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
it will be fine, no, sir, because we are naming it as files.
Yeah, you are getting into a variable and you are getting that, right? And if I say what is this,
Mount.
Mount.
right? So that is index. The next method is you can make use of append, right? So what is append, guys?
Adding elements into a list.
Adding elements to the
End of the
list.
list.
Where? End of the list. That is important.
End of the
So you
list.
add
Yes, sir.
elements to the end of the list, right? So for example, if I say so X will be appended with hello.
Sir,
Yes.
The comma in the X list after 4 will be automatically generated, sir.
Yeah, it will be automatically generated. But again, in production code and all, generally, if you have such kind of assumptions that things might be populated later, since it is mutable, generally you put it this way. This is also correct syntax.
So this is also a good practice.
Yeah. This is also good practice.
Okay, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So that is append. Okay, so let us have a small example to square the numbers of a list. You tell me. So let us square all the values in say X. What can we do?
List comprehension.
We can use a list comprehension, or with simple technique without using list comprehension, let us make use of a for loop. Let us have a empty list which will contain the square of all the numbers, right? And then what can we do? We can have a for loop, say for I in
Range.
range, or can I just say X, all the elements?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, and then I can say
S dot append I.
S dot append. Is the
I.
syntax okay? Is it S dot append?
Yes,
Because
sir.
that
S
is
dot
your
append.
Yes, sir,
yeah,
it is, sir.
That is
S dot
our
append.
I.
I want the square of numbers, so I can say, can I say
I
this?
star.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for all the items, and then I can print the square, right? So I'll print the list. All right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you can try small examples like finding the range of numbers, right? Or finding all the prime numbers or all the even numbers, odd numbers, all those things you have done. Again, using the basic simple approach in your lab programs, but using this particular idea also, you can try playing around. So far, so good, guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So list.append we have seen there is also insert which takes in two parameters, your index position and the item, right? So what is the difference between then append and insert?
One function add element at the last, but by using insert function, we can insert an element to a particular index position.
Okay. Say for example, if I want to insert the value SSN to the second position in X, what do I do?
2 comma SSN.
Second position is 1 comma SSN, right?
Sir, I said in the index position too.
Yeah, index position in programming languages starts with 0, right?
Oh, yes, sir.
So if I say 1 comma SSN, where will be SSN?
In the place of 2.
Place of 2, okay?
Insert you have to give, sir. You are given index.
Sorry. So it is insert. All right, so that is insert. You have append, you have insert, you also have remove, right? That removes an item. Okay, let me have this so that it is updated. Now I can say x dot reverse is also there, remove, and then you can specify the item. right? SSN is removed. Yeah, so that is remove, right? And then you have got a pop also. So what is the difference between remove and pop?
We have to give the
Pop
index
removes
in
the
pop.
last.
Pop,
Pop removes the last element, sir.
pop removes the last element, correct. So let us pop the Y list. So if I say Y
You
dot
can
pop,
also give a desired index, like sir.
pardon?
Even I can remove a particular element with the help of index, not only the last element, right?
With the help of index. Okay,
Yes,
using pop or remove. Using pop, you can do that.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Like,
But the difference, one difference, there is a difference, right? The
it
pop actually returns the
pop
value,
value.
popped value, correct. So if you say Y dot pop and print Y, cat will be removed. Now what if I print Y dot pop?
Cat.
Since it will return, yeah, it will return the value cat.
I can even give a y dot pop of 1, right?
Why, yeah, you can specify the position also. That is your second method, right? You can make use of the pop method and specify the index. So you can specify Y dot pop of 1 to remove a particular element. So in this case, the element 1 is B. Am I right?
Pop of 1, yes, sir. It's B.
It's B. Yeah, so pop without any parameter, it removes the last element. It pops the last element, right?
Sir, what is popped, like popped element? The meaning of that word.
See, pop is basically used in stacks and all, right? So when you pop, you remove the last element from the list. That is the default behavior of pop when you don't specify a
Okay.
parameter or an index position. When you specify
Okay.
a index position, as you can see here, you're removing
Yes,
a
sir.
specific item that you're interested in to remove.
Okay. Sir, when we print y dot pop of 1, it prints the element which is taken out.
Yeah, that is because pop returns a value. It returns the popped value.
Okay. But when it is outside, like when y dot pop is given a variable and that variable is printed, what?
Yeah, it will print that value. Yeah.
Sir,
Okay, sir.
for remove we have to give the item name, and for pop you have to give the index number.
Correct. Remove removes the item, but it does not give you the any return value.
So what if we print y now?
Print Y,
Yes, sir.
it will print A and cat, right?
Without b.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Clear? Insert, append, remove, pop. There is also one more way in which you can remove an item. Can you guess what?
Delete.
Delete. So the command is actually del, right? You can specify del, specified followed by the your list variable name and the index position. So that is also going to delete. So you can say del, right, and say from X 0. All right. So to reiterate, like, can you just tell me what are the different ways possible or different ways available to remove items from a list? How many ways?
Remove, pop, delete.
Remove, pop has got 2 versions, and then delete. So totally 4.
4.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yes.
is there a replace where we used in string? Can we use in lists?
List, I don't think so. Let us check.
Replace.
No.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Remove is there.
Removes.
There is no replace.
Okay, sir. Sir, in pop, you told the second version. Can I just show that? Like adding it. No, in the keywords you have written that one, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second, sir.
Pop method both returns the popped value, but you have got 2 versions. One is without your parameter, which returns the last value, and the other one with a parameter, which is nothing but your position or your index position. That actually removes your particular element at that particular position.
Okay, sir.
Sir,
And remove also with like without item in the parenthesis, it gives error, no, sir.
Yeah, remove takes only one parameter.
Okay. No, sir. If there is no parameter in the parenthesis, then it gives error because
It
there's
is an
no.
error. Yeah, we can
Okay.
try that as well. This way you're saying without anything.
Yes. Yes, sir. That's it. Okay. One argument.
One
Yes.
argument.
Okay.
Sir, does the pop append the list, sir? Change the list?
Pardon?
Does the pop operation affect the list?
Yeah, all the whatever operation you do on list, it is mutable. It is the original is affected. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yes, you can also delete by slicing, right? So this is also possible, as you can see here. So let us do a del on Z, and let me delete 1:3. So what does this do? And if I print Z,
Sir, it deletes first, the second and the third value.
AB and 20. Sir.
Like
AB and
yes.
20. So the
AB and
answer
20.
is going to be 10 CD 10.2 in mount, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, CD is SSN. So 10 SSN 10.2 in mount, right? You can specify a count also. In this case, one, two, three. 10.2 is gone, right?
Yes, sir. AB and 10.2.
10.2 is
Yes.
gone. So this works on slices as well. Okay, this also we have seen, right? You can make use of a str operation to join a list, right? Now let us see an example. Say let us do a join on a string, say dot 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 dot, right? Do you think this will work, guys? Do you think this will work?
Yes, sir.
This should not work, right? Python is strongly typed. Why this should not work?
There are different data types.
Yeah, unrelated types, right? You have a string you are trying to join with a list which contains numbers. So this should not work ideally. Yeah, so it says type error sequence item 0, expected str instance int found. It is right.
So if we join Y, then it will work basically.
Yeah, with Y it will work. Or else if you want to join X, then what can you do? You can convert this to a string. All right. Okay, so that is join, right? And this also we know what is len. This is in fact for all the sequence types, but we are in particular talking about list. So we can say len global function, right? And specify the list name. So in this case, what is the length of Z? Is it 6?
Yes, sir.
So there is also sort, right? All of which like you are doing as separate individual programs in exercise number 5, right? To implement insertion sort, merge sort, quick sort, etc. Right? But you essentially do not know what sorting technique is being used inside your default Python SDK, right? But again, for our convenience, we have a method called as sort as well. So if I have a list with some different numbers, I can do a sort directly on the list.
X dot sort of.
Okay, this gives us none because we need to have this operation done and then we can print X. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And then you have reverse also. Reverse, apart from this, you can also make use of your slicing technique that we have already seen. There is also a reverse. So let us have this and also have a reverse. So let us sort and reverse it. All right. So this is reversed.
What type of sorting method does Python use, sir?
I really don't know. We need to check the method that has been implemented behind the scenes.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So this style actually you can map it to your functional style as well. Functional style, although it is much more different than this, but again, since you do not know what sort is being used, you are not bothered about the efficiency of the sort mechanism here, right? It is kind of declarative in nature. You just call sort. You focus on what rather than how, right?
Yes.
Sir.
Yeah. So sort, reverse, right? So that is all for today's session, right? Let us continue our exploration of lists. in the next class. So far, so good, guys. Clear all the methods and operations that we have seen so far.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yeah. So please practice with some these things with some simple examples and all, and try to get familiar with all the operations on lists. All right.
Yes, sir.
So let us stop here.